I'm going to tell you which sceneries will give you the most bang for your buck by ranking them based on how many custom features they have. First, let's just get the two war-based sceneries out of the way, the Inferno war-based scenery and the War Arena scenery. Also, I will say everyone, including you, will rarely see your war scenery compared to your home village scenery, so home village sceneries are definitely the way to go. But if you want to buy a war scenery, the War Arena scenery provides more value than the Inferno Town scenery because it has custom tiles. But you also have to decide if you want to spend money or league medals on a scenery. Jumping right into the number one scenery, actually there was almost a tie for the number one scenery, but Jolly Scenery is going to be in first place. The scenery that it tied with was the Shadow Scenery because these two sceneries check all the boxes. They've got custom everything. But the thing about Shadow is see how little space there is to move around your village with Shadow? When you compare that to Jolly, there is so much more space in the Jolly Scenery, and this is one of the biggest factors in determining value of a scenery is how much are you getting in a scenery, and the Jolly Scenery in this aspect has way more value than the Shadow Scenery. Now I'm going to be covering the objective parts of these sceneries like custom music or custom boats, but I want you to be paying attention to the colors, the layout, and the elements of the scenery because those things, while they are subjective, are more important to your decision. And one other thing to note is that the ship, the airship, and the forge in the Jolly Scenery are actually custom because they have a little recolor, but also there's snow on top of them. Whereas the Shadow Scenery, the boat is custom, but then the forge and airship are just slightly darkened to fit the dark theme of the Shadow Scenery, so they're not as custom as the Jolly Scenery. The two sceneries in third and fourth are Tiger Mountain and Pixel. Yes, you heard that right. Pixel Scenery is in fourth place. Both of these check the same number of boxes. The only thing that they don't have is a parallax effect, which is really not a big deal. Now, Tiger Mountain does have a little bit less area than the Pixel Scenery. The Pixel, you can move around a little bit more, but also keep in mind that the Pixel Scenery is just a pixelated version of the home village, everything including the boats, airship, and forge, so there's really not a ton of value in it, especially because it's just a bunch of trees everywhere. Of course, there's a waterfall and a little path, but the Tiger Mountain Scenery, in my opinion, just offers so much more value, and you might even personally rank the Pixel Scenery much lower, but I'm going solely off of objective value. In fifth place is going to be the Clash Fest scenery, and the next 5 sceneries after this one all check the same amount of boxes. They all have custom music, custom tiles, a custom boat, and a parallax effect. They do not have a custom airship or forge, but out of these 6 sceneries, the Clash Fest ranks the highest because it is the biggest out of all of them. The Spooky Scenery is in 6th place. This one and the Clash Fest have a clear parallax effect all around the scenery. Again, this has a custom ship, music, and tiles. In 7th place is the Epic Magic Scenery. This one and the Clash Fest have the same tiles. There's the custom boat, there's custom music. The Royale Scenery is next in 8th place. All of these sceneries are about the same size, but I tried my best to rank based on how many elements they had, how filled in the scenery was, and approximately how big the scenery was. In all my research, I couldn't find accurate dimensions for exact sizes of all the sceneries, so I had to eyeball it most of the time. Snow Day is coming in 9th place with a lot of the same features as the other sceneries. Here's the custom boat. You can hear the custom music behind my voiceover and the icy tiles. The last one that ties with all these sceneries is the Pumpkin Graveyard Scenery. The parallax effect is hard to find in this one, but it's back here behind the house, and the custom boat on this one is a pretty subtle change. The Primal Scenery ranks just a little bit lower because it has everything that the last 6 sceneries had except for custom music, so keep that in mind. The Primal Scenery does not have custom music. The 10th Clash Anniversary Scenery is by far one of the biggest sceneries, but it only has custom music and a custom boat, so that's why it's ranked pretty low. It's pretty much tied with the Summer Scenery, but the Summer Scenery ranks a little bit lower because it does not have custom music, even though it has custom tiles, but I think the music is of more value than tiles. But you can swap the 10th Clash Anniversary and Summer Scenery around based on whether you value tiles or music more. There are 6 more sceneries, and these next 4, all they have is custom music, so there's really not a lot of value with these sceneries. Hog Mountain is in 14th place. The 9th Clash Anniversary scenery comes in 15th place. Epic Jungle is next in 16th place. Not a lot of movement in this scenery. And then the Epic Winter scenery comes in 17th place. The final 2 literally have 0 custom elements, no custom boats or music or tiles, nothing. Pirate scenery is second to last place. To be fair, this was the 2nd scenery ever made. And in last place, but the first scenery that they ever made, is the Clashy Construct scenery. Again, nothing is custom about this one. Another great great video to watch now that you know which scenery to buy is this one, where I break down the highest value legendary skins in 2023.